Hi everyone, it's Kate here from Talking Books. I hope everyone tuning into this right now is staying safe and healthy. I know my colleagues and I in Talking Books have been chatting with a lot of patrons who are starting to definitely feel that isolation and are just grateful to have reading materials right now. There's a lot of companionship and just distraction to be found in a great book. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about Talking Books, since I know a lot of public libraries are closed right now, including our own. And at the time I'm recording this, so this is March 20th at around 3:15 p.m., Talking Books staff is still here. We're still mailing items out to patrons. So, again, I just wanted to kind of provide an overview. There might be some people who could really benefit from our service, but just don't really know what it is that we do or may not think that they're qualified. So, I'm just going to provide a brief information session. So, for starters, we are a regional library. We don't just serve Worcester residents, we serve people actually throughout the state of Massachusetts. And we provide accessible materials. So, anyone who struggles to read traditional print can utilize either large type, braille, or digital talking books to help make reading accessible to all. And we provide these materials both by mail and also by download. And it's a completely free service. So, including the cost of postage to get these items to people's houses, all of that is free with this program. So, I'm just going to, again, just go over some of the things we offer. So, the most popular thing that we offer is in our name, the Talking Book Machine and Talking Books. So I have the machine here, and I'm just going to quickly demonstrate how it works. As you can see, the buttons are all, there aren't too many of them, and they're all raised up. So if someone is having trouble seeing them, they can feel for each button. And it's hard to see here, but there is also braille for each of the functions on here. So I'm just going to show quickly how it works.
Player on. Press any button to learn about its function. Battery charge remaining greater than 29 hours.
And once we provide this machine to a patron, it is theirs to keep until they no longer need it. So they don't need to pay for this machine. They don't need to send it back to us every time they read a book. This is essentially theirs to keep. And we also will send them books by mail, and they'll arrive in cartridges like this. And inside is just a digital book that looks like this. And it just simply inserts.
A Great Reckoning by Louise Penny, DB 85142.
And I just paused it for a moment. But basically, once that cartridge is inserted into the machine, the book just starts playing automatically. If someone takes the cartridge out for a while and then puts it back in, because it's digital, it will remember where the reader left off. There are options on this machine to adjust the volume, the speed, the tone. But really, other than these few buttons, fast forward, rewind, play, pause, it's very, very straightforward. So if someone isn't super tech savvy, they can still make use of this machine. That said, if someone is a little bit more tech savvy, I'm just going to pull up our smartphone app. So we also have access to an app called Bard. It looks like this. Someone can browse books, magazines, both audio and braille materials, and just download them directly to their phones. It's similar to Overdrive with the library, except there are no holds. So it's very convenient to use. It's designed to expand access to audio materials for people who cannot read regular print. And in order to mail these items out, we will send them with basically just a card with our address on one side and the patrons on the other. And this blue cartridge just goes directly into a mailbox. We also can send large type and braille items. We send them in envelopes like this. So I have a few examples of our large type books here. I also have some of our children's items, both upside down. We've got a large type children's collection and braille. The braille materials that we carry also feature the text on the same page. So a sighted person can read along with their visually impaired family member. And in order to mail these items, it's very, very similar to the talking books. We have a slot here that will have a card with the patron's address on one side, our address on the other, and it just gets dropped directly into a mailbox. There's no need to visit the post office. There's no need to pay for any postage whatsoever. So a lot of you may be listening to our different offerings and wondering, who can use this service? And it's really anyone who lives in Massachusetts for at least 6 months out of the year, who has any sort of visual, physical, or reading disability that makes it challenging to read regular print. So a lot of people associate our services with the blind and visually impaired, and that's certainly a large portion of our user base. But we do also provide services to people with, say, Parkinson's disease or neuropathy in their hands, other types of conditions that make it really challenging to hold a book for a long period of time and turn the pages. If someone has Alzheimer's, has suffered from a stroke or brain injury, this could also be really beneficial. So especially right now when we're, really concerned for our elderly family members, people who are in nursing homes, who are really unable to see a lot of people right now, these books can be a huge source of companionship, and especially if someone's having trouble reading for a while, having the audio or having the large type can be a huge help. So now, if you've listened to my spiel for this long, you're probably just wondering how you can sign up. So we have an application. I've got it with me here. It's going to ask for some basic contact info. It's going to ask for reading preferences. Some people have their accounts set up so that we're sending books at random based on their interests. Other people choose specific titles that they're interested in. So all of that goes on our application. People can tell us if they'll need materials in other foreign languages, if they need children's versus adults materials. And then the last and most important piece on this form is the authorization. So in order to sign up, we do need a signature from either a doctor, a nurse, social worker, occupational therapist, basically anyone who's familiar enough with the patron's medical record and also knows that they could really benefit from this service. Now, I realize we're in a time of social distancing where a lot of people may not have access to a doctor for non-urgent medical needs. So in those special circumstances, we really encourage people to just give us a call and we can work something out. The goal here is to expand access, and we're not in the business of turning anyone away. But again, we do have these applications. They are going to get mailed to Perkins for processing, and within about a week or two, someone can start using our services. And if anyone has any questions, they can reach out either through our phone number, 508-799-1730, or they can check out our Facebook group, which is on our Facebook page, or they can head over to mywpl.org and click on the Talking Book subheader and check out some of our materials there. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please stay safe and healthy.